So today we're going to be taking a look at R2-D2 with the sensor scope. This was released as originally as a Walmart exclusive, and I have the rest of the action figures from the wave reviewed on the channel if you want to check those out. So this is the last one from that wave. It had the original trilogy Stormtrooper, or New Hope Stormtrooper that is, and then the two Bespin guards and the Imperial Gunner, and this was the other action figure that came along with it. So this is probably the more disappointing one of the bunch, and it's also utilizing the ARTOO-DETOO droid, the bright red one. I also had that reviewed on the channel. Same exact sculpt, just a repaint of that as R2-D2. And if you've seen that review that I did before, you would know that this isn't the best engineered astromech droid that Hasbro's ever done. And you can probably already see right now that's not 100% perfect. And I'll touch more on that, why that is here in a little bit as well. But it's I'm glad I have it. If just looking at it and keeping it in this position, it's not a bad R2-D2. But once you start trying to pose it and finagle with it a little bit, then you realize it's not the best engineering on Hasbro's part. But let's take a look at this package here first. Probably one of the best parts of this figure. R2-D2 as we saw on Hoth. It has sensor scope with 2 exclamation points. And they actually spelled out R2-D2, then parentheses R2-D2. So this is one of the original ones that Hasbro needed to complete. And this was VC234. And at this point I have every single one of these reviewed on the channel now, if you want to check those out. Very nice image there. That's all there really is to say about the package. And now we'll take a look at the figure itself. So like I said, it's the same exact one from the ARTOO-DETOO droid. Just a repaint of R2-D2. The paint turned out alright on this. It's not 100% perfect, as you can see with the alignment of the action figure together. It's a little off. It's nice to have a clean R2-D2 for once in the TVC line. The other one that was released a couple years ago now, I do have that one reviewed on the channel as well, that I did over 2 years ago, and it was the New Hope R2, and for whatever reason Hasbro decided to make it dirty. So now we have a clean R2-D2. So things that are a little disappointing about this figure is obviously in this panel up front. It doesn't stay tight very well. I think seems to be the case with most of the samples out there. But Hasbro did, I will commend them for going to all the trouble to sculpt some of R2-D2's parts in the inside here. It is kind of hard to get that out, but it's just basically his tool that he uses to cut through things and activate doors and things like that. Then of course for the sensor scope, so what you do is you take his middle leg here, and when you put it in place and have R2-D2 standing in the upright position, it pops out. And I think that's really poor tool engineering on Hasbro's part here. There's the sensor scope there. So if you have them in this upright position, you have to have the sensor scope like this, or just not even have it at all, which looks odd. But you can't have it one way or the other, unfortunately. It's, if you want it like that, you have to have the leg out. If you want the leg in, the sensor scope has to be out. I think Hasbro could have done a much better job with it. But it is what it is. And he does have that hole on top of his head as well. Not sure why they did that. But this is pretty much R2's only accessory in this pack as well, as the sensor scope. But he does look pretty good with it, if you can just pose him like that. But like I said, if you want to be more interactive with him, a little disappointing. And then of course, if you want to rotate his head, you can't do it with the sensor scope there because they block him from doing that. And then if you wanted the head to rotate like that, you have no way to put the sensor scope in. Hopefully someday, I don't foresee it happening anytime soon though, Hasbro goes back to the drawing board and tries to redo this from scratch. Maybe they can do a better job with it. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, that's about all you can really do with it. Nothing too fancy. I suppose it looks kind of nice like that. And it's strange how you have to bend it a certain way in order to put it back in place. And then of course if you don't, then this just permanently pops out. Yeah, not a very good thing. But for the most part, this is how I'll be keeping R2 displayed. It's like this. But I think that's really all I can say about this action figure at this point. Like I said, I've pretty much reviewed it on the channel before with the anti-chimeric droid, and this is the same exact one with just R2-D2's paint. Would I recommend it for your collection? I will say there are better R2-D2s out there, so if you're looking for only one definitive R2 for your collection, there's better ones to look for. Even some of the Build-A-Droid ones I think are a little bit better than this one. But if you want to own all the astromechs and you're particular about having this one for your collection, then it's good for what it is. Like I said, yeah, it is a little fragile with some of the parts here like this, for example, and engineering is not the best. But for display purposes, it's fine for what it is. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. There will be plenty more to come. And if you have not already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate all the support, and it will let you know when more videos get posted. And check out the Instagram link in the description as well. Thanks for watching.